How do you know if you're burned out or just bored? Now, burnout and boredom often feel surprisingly familiar. You wake up exhausted, you lose motivation, you stop caring about things, but solving boredom like it's burnout or burnout like it's boredom can actually make things worse. So let's dive into this. Hey, this is Jeff Perry, leadership and career development expert and executive recruiter, author of The Intentional Engineer. And I want to tell you about someone who thought that they were burned out, but instead they simply were at a place where they actually just weren't challenged anymore and they were completely disengaged from their work. Now, what that meant is that they had just lost the real connection with what they were doing. They'd been in this role for about 3 years and they were working hard, but suddenly the excitement and every day became less and less interesting. Got those Sunday scaries that they just didn't look forward to it. And it felt draining instead of exhilarating or exciting or even just interesting to go to work. Now, contrast that with someone who got legitimately burned out, and he had been working crazy hard and was having a hard time delegating to people. And he actually got to the point where his body physically burned out to the point where he had to go to the hospital because there were some severe complications going on. So this can look significantly different. So don't assume if you're bored and disengaged that it also means burnout. They're significantly different. So to help, I want to give you kind of a basic framework on what they look like. So here's some signs of burnout: that everything feels heavy, exhausting, and weekends and other breaks that you do take, they don't recharge you. You can't feel like you can recharge those batteries and get rejuvenated again. Boredom looks a little bit different in that you still have energy, but you're just uninspired and you are really seeking for something different and more meaningful problems. And so where I work with a lot of engineers and technical professionals, engineers love to solve problems. Like if you ask hey, what are some of your best traits? Almost every single engineer I've talked to would say problem solving. What do you like to do? I love to solve problems. That's really what it comes down to for a lot of people. And so when your work gets to a point where it stops stretching you, your soul or the things inside of you, they start noticing before, maybe your brain does and says, hey, maybe I need to do something else. Okay. So the shift here is we're not trying to have less stress and have more me time. And although those things are important, we want to look for meaningful engagement. Okay. Now, and if your company, your opportunity isn't letting you do that, you don't have ways where you're living into your genius zones. We've done a lot of videos and blog posts about that, or getting in that flow state, or having things that are helping you feel like you're being pushed and grown in a good way and healthy way, then maybe that's time to raise your hand and say, hey, can we make this a little bit different? Can we reorganize things? Or maybe get some help and consider, is it worth sticking around? On the other side, if you're crushing it and doing that in a way that's actually leading you to burnout, that's extremely unhealthy. And I've seen people have some severe effects from that. So whichever it is, boredom or burnout, could be either. Both are unhealthy, and we want to identify how to move through that in an intentional way to get you to a healthier, more engaged place. So if you need some help with that, I would love to do that with you. Please reach out. Let's connect. We can have a free consultation call to see what would be the right steps for you to take. Additionally, if you and your company might need some extra help on the recruiting or people development front, I love helping on that in a group setting as well. One of the best ways to check out if you're exploring a career change for you is my engineering career clarity checklist. You can get that. We'll link that in the description below, where you can grab it for free. Thanks so much for being here, and hope to hear from you soon, and have a wonderful, wonderful day.